Once upon a time, in a small town nestled near the woods of Appalachia, there lived a poor blacksmith named Tom. He scraped by forging horseshoes and simple tools for the locals. One chilly autumn day, while hauling coal from the forest, Tom stumbled upon an old man collapsed by a creek, his leg scratched and bleeding. Without a second thought, Tom hoisted the man onto his back, carried him home, and nursed him back to health over the next few days. Before leaving, the old man, grateful, said, "I don't have much to give, but here's a small token of my thanks." He pulled a dull black pebble from his coat pocket and handed it to Tom. "Keep this in your forge," he instructed. "It'll help you out." With that, he tipped his hat and disappeared down the dirt road. Tom shrugged, but followed the advice, tossing the pebble into his forge. To his amazement, from that day on, every horseshoe, knife, and tool he crafted came out sharper and stronger than anything he'd ever made. Word spread like wildfire. Farmers, hunters, even folks from neighboring towns flocked to buy his work. Soon, Tom's little shack turned into a sturdy brick house, and his pockets jingled with coins he'd never dreamed of. Years later, the old man returned. By then, Tom was the most famous blacksmith around, but he greeted the stranger with a scowl. "Hey, old-timer," he grumbled, "that pebble of yours ain't cutting it anymore. My stuff's still decent, but it's not wowing folks like it used to. Business is slipping. Got another one of those rocks for me?" The old man stared at Tom, shook his head, and sighed. He walked over to the forge, picked up the pebble, then set it back down. Grabbing a piece of charcoal, he scrawled on the workshop wall, "Enough is plenty, greed is empty." Without another word, he shuffled off into the dusk. From that moment, the pebble's magic faded. Tom's tools became ordinary. Nothing special, nothing worth bragging about. Customers drifted away, and his once thriving business crumbled. Before long, Tom was back to scraping by, left with nothing but the words on the wall to remind him of the lesson he'd failed to learn. Greed had cost him everything.